Calculus. Seems complicated, right? But the concept is pretty simple. Calculus is all about rates of change, crucial to fields including economics, statistics, and engineering. It's the concept behind flattening the curve, aimed to reduce the rate of COVID-19 cases. See how relevant calculus is in real life? Let's get into it. The instantaneous rate of change is how a function changes at a particular point. It is represented by the derivative, equivalent to the gradient of a tangent line touching the curve, calculated using rise over run, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Notations representing the derivative function include f prime x, y prime, or dy over dx. Now, differentiation is the process of finding the derivative. The power rule is a differentiation method where you multiply the coefficient by the power and deduct the power by 1. Constants are eliminated during differentiation as they have no rate of change. The average rate of change is how much a function changes over time between 2 points on a curve, equal to the gradient of a secant, found by using rise over run, or q2 minus q1 over t2 minus t1, where q, the quantity, is a function of t, time. Here's an example question. A ball is dropped from a height of 64 feet. Its height above ground t seconds later is given by this equation. What's the instantaneous velocity of the ball when it hits the ground? First, we must find the time by making the equation equal to 0 and solving for t, and we end up with 2 seconds. Then differentiate the original equation. We'll bring down the power of 2, multiply it with the negative 16, and deduct the power by 1. Get rid of the constant, and the derivative function is minus 32t. Then substitute t equals 2 into the derived equation to get the instantaneous velocity, which ends up being negative 64 meters per second. Finally, write your answer as a statement. A common mistake is forgetting units, so ensure to include meters per second in your answer. Also, make sure to sub t equals 2 into the derived equation, not the original. Let's move on to part B. What is the average velocity during its fall? We can draw a secant on the given graph and look at the 2 points it passes through. Then sub the points into q2 minus q1 over t2 minus t1. Then solve, and our answer will be negative 32 feet per second. Remember the units. And don't make the mistake of finding the gradient of the tangent. The average velocity is the secant gradient. So what can you take away from this video? Calculus is all about rates of change. The instantaneous rate of change is the derivative of an equation or the gradient of a tangent. The average rate of change is the gradient of a secant. You understood calculus concepts. Great job! Thanks for watching, and good luck with learning more about calculus.